beard and they choose not to, I don't know. There's something wrong with that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the One Trick Hero podcast.
If you're
uh,
bald and don't have a beard,
uh,
well, I don't know what to say. I
uh,
I feel for you.
my name is Pax Fos, and this is Voxia, and we normally have Fish Whisper here with us. However,
Yeah.
uh,
Well, you don't know where he is, do you?
yeah,
He's gone.
Fish Whisper recently got
Fish. He's not coming.
he recently got a new job, so he has been away. And that's actually where we have all been. We haven't been online for what, like 3 weeks now, and so we
Yeah, I
missed
think
two
so.
weeks of Overwatch, and we had a week of the the break between the season, between the stage rather. And that
Yeah.
was because I also have been very very busy with real life stuff with work, and Vox has been also been busy with a lot of real life stuff. So
Oh yeah.
we've all been insanely busy, and real life just kind of kicked us all in the face the last few weeks. But we're
Yeah.
here.
My car
We're here.
too, not just me.
Yeah, and yeah, it's car. Yeah, jeez. So anyway, but we are here. We are here, and we are keeping the podcast going. But
Are we
so,
queer?
yeah. Some of us. Not
Of
me.
course.
Oh, not me. Definitely not me.
Even your. Oh,
My dog is.
yeah, your dog definitely is.
But anyhow, so what we're gonna do here today is instead of our typical kind of going over the news and kind of setting all that stuff up, because we're actually casting this right now while Overwatch League is happening. Vox and I are
Yeah.
just gonna watch it and talk while we're watching, and just kind of go over some stuff while we're doing that. So I mean, hey, that's just it's just the way it is, as they say. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could have waited till the end of the week, but we just
f-
felt kind of
I felt like we
bad.
need to get something out for y'all.
Yeah, having to miss just so it didn't seem
Yeah,
like we just gave up or something.
exactly. Because I mean, we're log into. Oh, I need to log in to get my drops here.
Log into what?
Blizzard to get my drops because I'm watching from there. Oh, actually, I guess I could just open a Twitch window.
Oh,
That'd be best.
you're watching it from there?
Well, the official website watches it through Twitch.
That's true.
Because I'd originally like routed to MLG, but then that just kind of went
Diffusion, and
away.
that is Fraggy
Ooh.
on the Reinhardt and
Oh,
Paul.
hello.
I wonder if Blizzard just gave up on that.
I'm honestly thinking that's what happened. Is Blizzard just gave up on the MLG thing? I mean, it probably has something to do with revenue. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Uh,
it's not like Twitch isn't the premier platform. I almost
mean,
said port
yeah.
form.
Port form, yeah. I mean, it is
Pork.
port
Port
form.
form.
It is the
Port
ideal.
form.
It is the ideal port
Guys got a port form when you're on stage.
form. Oh man. Um. So, dude, like, how's your? I feel like we haven't talked in like a couple days. When was the last time we talked, dude?
We don't talk anymore.
Did I talk to you yesterday?
So, this is
Did I?
why. Yeah, we talked yesterday.
Oh my
we were gonna
God,
cast yesterday,
man.
and it just wasn't good time.
I'm
We
legitimately
don't
like I've been
talk
forgetting the days.
anymore.
I love that.
I have that song stuck in my head
Dude,
now.
that was actually my first favorite Dance Gavin Dance song.
Really? It's
Yeah.
part 2, right?
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah. If anybody listening has never heard of Dance Gavin Dance,
You should.
you should go. You should go look up the song "Strawberry Swisher Part 2" by Dance Gavin Dance. That's
That's
the song
back
I was just referencing.
when they had their first singer,
If it's not
Johnny Craig.
If it's not, no, that was Kurt Travis on that album.
Was that Kurt Travis?
hmm
Wait, when was Craig?
Craig was like on their original first like few albums.
Oh, he was on the album that had
He
Rock
was, like,
Solid,
real
right?
early. Yeah, I think so. And he was there for at least the album Dance Gavin Dance, I think. Anyway, if it's not your jam, that's cool, but give them a listen. I love them so much.
Oh yes.
And so does Pax.
Oh yes, one of my all-time favorite bands. Absolutely. Oh, okay. Let's see. We got Boston versus Philadelphia right now. Man, I'm stoked, dude. This is gonna be a good game because Philly's hot.
Dude, you
Like,
know what's
Philly's hot
funny to me?
stuff.
Mistakes. To me, Mistakes looks like he could be related to Bjergsen of
Who?
From League of Legends. TSM's mid laner that's been their mid laner ever since Reggie retired.
I don't know. Can you pull up a picture?
Yeah. Well,
I'm-
here, just go into Google and type in TSM Bjergsen. It's
Let's see.
BJERGSEN.
Beer. Wait, hold on. Say it. Spell it again.
BJERGSEN. Ergsen.
Okay, and he looks like who?
I feel like Mistakes looks like he could be his cousin or something.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Nope. Let's see, images. Actually, he looks more like Poco.
I don't know. Hucko looks pretty French. Bjergsen's Danish. And I know Mistakes is Russian, but for some reason it's like, I guess it's the glasses in his eyes. It remind me of him a little bit, or maybe his nose or something.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up so everyone
I
can
don't
see what we're talking about here.
They just look, I'm not saying they look like the same. I just feel like they look like they could be relatives of some description.
Let's see, go to screen capture here.
Yeah, it's probably
So
the nose. I think the nose and eyes are similar.
Well, this is Mistakes, and this is...
Yeah.
No, it looks more like Poco to me. Well, hold on. Let me see if I can find another picture that's...
It doesn't look like Poco.
Or, not Poco, the other, not
Fraggy.
Poco, no.
No, I'm not saying. I was laughing at Fraggy when he came and entered because he like flexed and.
Oh, I need to pull back over there.
Yeah, he looks just like Fraggy.
I don't know, kind of. Yeah, maybe.
It's the same. That's what Fraggy would look like if he shaved his beard. Confirmed. Yeah. This is the kind of content we bring now. Deal with it.
Yeah, honestly, our content's gonna just shift over time, and it's kind of just the way it is.
But I mean, this isn't even a normal episode, but yeah.
Yeah, this is basically, we just felt like we really wanted to get something out to y'all. That's, outside of, we've been so busy, and we're just now able to sit down and like talk and do stuff that it's like let's give them something,
Dude, so did you watch the games yesterday? Ooh. Look at EQO's hair.
I was able to watch some of it,
fresh.
but I got home really late from work, so.
Yeah, Brigitta's pretty.
I didn't.
It was kind of funny.
The few times the few times I was watching, I didn't see her that often. I thought I was gonna see her a lot more.
Really? There was only like 2 maps that didn't play her.
Oh, maybe those are the 2 maps I watched.
It's like the maps that have real high ground advantage, you don't have to play her, but maps that don't, you don't have to worry about it. And like. Even still, some other things, yeah, they played her a shit ton. In fact, on Nepal, what teams was it? It was it during the second matchup? I can't remember. Well, actually, let me look. I think it was Soul versus Valiant, and Munchkin was on Tracer, and he runs up on the point, and kind of by himself on the side, and then I can't remember who was playing Brigitte off the top of my head for the Valiant. But Brigitte sees her and just like stuns her and then smacks her twice and kills her. And they're like, yeah, that's why you can't play Tracer anymore, pretty much. I was like, damn.
That's awesome.
As a Tracer main, it feels bad.
Tracer main.
To be fair, we've been sleeping so hard on Overwatch lately. I can't even speak from experience.
Yeah.
I played a few death matches where she was in, and I just was like, oh, okay, I'll just ignore her, but I'm not gonna stop playing Tracer. So I would just see her and like poke her and be like, hey, I'm gonna go shoot someone else. I don't know that works.
I like her a lot. I think she's a good hero, but I just think like her biggest thing that I've seen is like her CC is just, well, her ult's pretty strong too.
I think she's really interesting. But then the amount, like, it's the same problem they did with WoW, like we've said before. There's too much, in our opinion at least, there's too much fucking CC.
Yeah.
Because the way, I don't know, CC is just the worst thing when it comes to PvP games. Because not being able, like, if you're totally in control of your character the whole time and you get outplayed and die, you can still be frustrated, but whatever. Like, at the end of the day, you just got outplayed. Like, they use their abilities. I mean, I guess... It's not that they use their abilities differently. You can argue the same thing with CC, but it's just like they were better. They moved around you better. I don't know. They got out. Whatever they did, they outplayed you. But when it's CC, it's not that they don't outplay you by better timing their CC or something. It just feels like shit because you can't do anything while you're CC.
Yeah.
So inherently, it's just not fun for the player. See, Riot realized that, and so they changed a lot of they got rid of almost all the point and click CC abilities in the game. So there's pretty much most of CC in the game you have to at least have a bit of skill to like hit it, and then even then most of the time not it doesn't last as long. Like it doesn't last as long for the most part as like a flashbang even from a McCree or something. I mean, a MOBA's different than an FPS, of course.
Well, right.
But so WoW's different enough, and even in WoW it still feels shitty how much CC there is.
I really like Philly's defense right here with EQO playing the Brigitte.
Yeah, it seems.
Yeah, I like.
Like with
well, in the
Dallas,
Well, I was gonna
Because the
say
Dallas
I like
the
having the
players are switching to
Zarya.
Brigitte.
Is it what?
It seems like what's been standard today and yesterday was, at least for most teams yesterday, the Diva player was playing Brigitte when the map called for it, and then their flex DPS or and not even necessarily the flex DPS, but one of the DPS was playing Zarya. So like Surefour was playing Zarya, and Bishu was playing Brigitte, for instance, for the Gladiators, and Mickey was on Brigitte, and then AKM wasn't playing.
Yeah.
CEO was playing the
Yeah.
like the Zarya and stuff, I think.
Ooh. But as
And
good as that defense was, Boston with the kill, and then Boston's not even running Brigitte. Look at that.
no.
Man, Boston is so good to watch. Oh my goodness.
That was such a good Boombox is fun to watch. Or I mean Neko.
Neko,
Well, they are
yeah.
both. They're both fun to watch.
Well, they're both top tier teams. I mean,
Yeah.
let's not kid ourselves there. They're both.
Oh wow,
both
that
some
was
of the best.
such a good fucking old striker. He got a triple with that.
Dude.
Did Gamsu get a double with the fire strike too?
And it sucks that they're
Gamsu
playing.
got 2 kills. I saw him in a kill feed there.
Yeah. It sucks that they're playing with old Hanzo.
Yeah, I know. I was curious what your opinion was about that.
About new Hanzo.
No, about how they weren't playing on how they didn't update it to just the most current patch.
I don't know enough to say if it's a negative or a positive. Well, according to sources, the official reasoning for them not doing it is strictly for performance reasons. Apparently, that patch was like causing crashes on the tournament client. So,
Really?
I mean, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Weren't the players signing a petition themselves trying to get Blizzard to update it so the new Hanzo was in? I thought I saw something about that.
Yes, well, yes,
Because
they
the
were.
thing is, because the original argument that they had said, was, well, we don't update it to live because we need to give the teams practice. However, in an entire week off, that's a perfect time to jump it up to live. It'd be different if it was like 3 patches behind, But
Right.
the patch that they're playing on right now is a patch that was only out on live servers for like
Not very long.
2
yeah.
days. Like
Yeah.
2 days. The patch between Brigitte being out and then Hanzo being reworked was like I think it was like 2 days. So I think it's kind of a misstep because the teams themselves had a whole week to practice it, and that's like part of it. You got to adapt. It makes sense to not switch the patch in the middle of a stage, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense to me, right? Like middle of stage 4, like don't switch the patch. Like the team's been practicing since even before stage 4 started for strats there. That makes sense to me. But like in the off week, sure it's only a week, but that's like what better time do you have to update it? And it's better for the fans too because a lot of the reason people watch pro play in any esport is to learn from the pros and see like how they do. But when they're playing on a version of the game that's completely different from what's actually represented on live servers, a lot of people are turned off from watching it just because they don't get that side of it.
Yeah.
Like people want to see, me included. I want to see how the new Hanzo is played by the pros. What they do with them and stuff.
I 100% agree, and I think I also think the excuse of the pros need time to practice on it. All the pros are all gonna be thrown with this new thing. So a part of the competitive aspect for me is dealing with the changes. Like and a part of the competitive aspect of the game, especially when we're not talking about baseball or basketball or anything where the rules change very slowly over time, very slowly, if at all. But we're talking about a sport. We're talking about a video game where the whole concept of video games is the constant evolving of the game. Like that is how these types of games live and die. Like
so I keep getting. I mean, if you don't patch anything forever, it just gets stale.
Exactly, and so because the whole idea of that that was really good. Yeah, the whole concept that this is evolving, the players should be able to evolve and adapt as well. That's pivotal to the game. So I don't see a reason that's competitive, in my opinion, for this type of game. That's competitive to be able to adapt to that. However, I will say though, if it is indeed performance issues, why it's not on that, I can understand that too. But I mean, who knows?
Still, Blizzard has the resources to fix it fast enough.
You'd think. I mean, who knows, man? Who knows?
But I mean, that's how I feel it. Like I said, I don't think it would be. I think it's good to not switch the patch in the middle of a stage, right? Like when
for sure,
for weeks.
For sure.
But in the off week, even though it's only a week, like you're saying,
absolutely,
flexibility and ability to learn fast, and not only is that important, and like, I mean, they're being paid to play this. Of course, they should have to, adapt. A week is plenty of time to adapt. But the other thing that I think is kind of interesting is you say, for practice reasons, but when you think about it now, what they're playing on stage is different than what they play when they're not on stage and they're practicing in like ranked play or something, right? Since it's so different now.
Oh, yeah.
They almost can't use the ranked ladder. I mean, granted, it's not like ranked ladder practice compares anyway.
Yeah.
But you can still take some out of it. That's otherwise the pros wouldn't play it at all. You
Right.
can still get shit out of that. So now it's like even bigger of a shift because things are so different on ladder play versus how they're going to be playing on stage that it devalues it even more, I feel.
Yep.
I mean, maybe not. I'm not a pro, but I would think it would.
No, I agree. And like I said, performance issue is the only excuse I can go with. If they are doing it for any other reason than that, like they're trying to give the players time, etc., etc., I really think, especially in a game that's this focused on evolving, they really should. The players should be able to, like, that should be part of the challenge. Is, hey, stage 4, brand new Hanzo, brand new hero, go. Like, you're gonna have to figure this out. Like, yeah, that's exciting. Now we're gonna see team, because that's what's awesome about that is you're gonna have some teams that are good at perfecting a meta, and then you might have some other teams that are not very good at perfecting a meta, but when a new meta comes, they're insanely good at picking something that's really good fast, right? And those teams will be able to have an opportunity to catch up, and then so it'd be neat to see how far they can get along because they're really good at adapting, and then maybe oh, go ahead.
It kind of aligns itself with the spirit of the game, right? I mean, we've talked about this before, how clearly Blizzard built the game with the intention for people to learn and swap on the fly the heroes.
Yeah.
Why not? Again, I'm not saying change in the middle of the stage. Like, don't change it week 2 of stage 4 or something. That's stupid. But between the stages, there's no better time to switch it. Go into a fresh stage with a fresh start. If a team can't, adapt in that week or figure it out, because it's not like they haven't been playing on ladders. So it's not like they don't play solo queue at all or ladder play at all, and they don't play the game other than when they're on stage. So they have no idea how to use new Hanzo or play against it when they do play on stage.
Right.
They won't have as coordinated of an but you're just kind of also, I don't know, it's just kind of dumb. I hope that whatever the patch, even if they have to skip a patch or something, whenever we're done with this stage, they update it to live when they can.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I really want to see new Hanzo, man.
Yep. Exactly. A new Hanzo, I think, is very cool. It's interesting.
It's cool that we get Brigitte. At least it's not the patch before that or something.
Right.
You just leave bad, but still, new Brigitte and Hanzo. That's just how it is.
And my thing is,
that's how you. It's another way you get people to come back in. Like, some people, like, for instance, every time a champion.
Did you see that Carpe?
Yeah. He just fucking went up in there and shot it right in. Yeah, that was not safe for work.
That's yeah.
But every time a new champion comes out in, like, League of Legends, for instance, the first thing I think, like, I read the abilities and stuff, and I watch little videos from them. I'm like, awesome, that's cool. I can't wait to see it played in pro play to see what they do with it, because they're on such a whole different level than the rest of the world. It's really interesting. Interesting. I think those two words kind of qualify what happened to mistakes from Carpe.
Interesting,
because he climbed up the wall and he shot the scatter shot and it just kind of went right in Mistake's butt.
I would
assume
good,
that would sting really bad.
Oh man, no, but oh man, yeah, they're gonna. This is gonna be great. It's a great series. I can already tell. They're really giving it to each other. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, this Dragons looks so good in that color.
Yeah.
It's weird though. With the effect, that almost looked more gold than it did orange, just because of the way the lighting worked for it. Or maybe it's my monitor. That was
possibly. Cool, but yeah, I'd like to see new Hanzo in the being played here. I think old Hanzo definitely has his place, but the new Hanzo I just feel like is so much better for that role. And the scatter shot is less of like a, it's just, I think it's all around improved. Plus his new mobility feels really good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love his like little forward dash thing he's got going. That's good. And those little rapid fire arrows. I think they just nerfed them though in PTR, or maybe it went live. I don't know.
I think they nerfed the damage.
Yeah, nerfed the damage. I mean, it was pretty hefty damage. It was like a little machine gun because it shot the arrows at reduced damage, but at full speed, and it charged.
I haven't tried playing them yet. I should.
It's good though. It's good.
I will. I just,
Yeah.
man, like I think for the both of us, it's just been the same. We've
Just
been
tired,
keeping up
man.
on following and reading and watching Overwatch, but then like we've had so much shit going on. I'm just like, fuck, I just want to sit here and like do some dungeons or some shit and WoW because I don't really
Yeah.
have to. I can just check out mentally and do this stuff. I can't really do that in Overwatch. I mean, I could, but then I'm a detriment to my team, and I don't like doing that. So
Yeah, I agree. Do you think we're allowed to like show the stream on our stream?
I don't think so.
Probably
Pretty
not.
much, generally with this stuff, you're not allowed to. You can generally. I think with a lot of things, you can listen to the audio and talk to it, but you can't show the video. But I guess probably to be safe, we probably shouldn't have the audio anyway either.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
more.
I'm keeping the audio off of it and in the video.
No, actually, with some things, I think it's been the opposite too. You can show the video, but you can't have the audio. So
Weird.
I don't know.
That's
though.
weird.
I don't want to, because I think there's been other games where, people who had, their own following, they would just cast it themselves, so they would have the video, and then they would just talk over the top of it and have the official stream muted. I don't know what the rules are. There are no rules. That commercial.
I'm actually
will
gonna
forever
Google
be
that. I'm
the
curious.
best commercial.
What's the
Because
best
I'm pretty
commercial?
sure it depends. The fucking there's no rules. And guys start
Oh
saying,
yeah, yeah.
So put your shirt back on. There's one rule.
I forgot about
No,
that.
I think it just varies based on what the developers set up for the rules. It's not a Twitch thing. Man, I wish Twitch hadn't changed the rules to where you can't show male nipples anymore because
Oh, that's a travesty.
it's hot and I'm shirtless like all day every day now pretty much except for if I have to do this.
Oh, I was thinking about doing a joke ASMR stream where I'm but I'd like just barely covering my nipples.
Pasties. Just
Yeah,
have
little
pasties on.
pasties. Hell yeah, dude. That'd be good. Okay, I can't find anything on rebroadcast. I mean, I highly doubt you could. I'm like,
Yeah,
even if it's
I
just
think
like a
we
little
shouldn't
bit.
chance it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to chance it being taken down or anything like
Like I said,
that.
we've both had enough shit to deal with.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just
The
get a
last
fucking
thing,
subpoena.
yeah, the last thing we need is Blizzard. Like, hey, you know.
Hey, hey, you guys, crazy kids.
you
Man.
you Goobin schmecks, get off there. Apparently that's not a
Philly
word.
still got a lot of time to get to the third point.
Yeah, they do. But then again, Boston plays actually a lot like
Teams have 3 ults.
Boston plays a lot like the Patriots do, where they a lot of times come in clutch at the last point. So hopefully,
Yeah.
But
Nico now has.
they also fail at the last point too, which is also what Boston does. Boston's
Neptuno just got his ult, so it's 4 ults on both sides.
yeah, we're at, oh
Either
yeah,
team has grab, but
and
Philly will
more
be
importantly, they're both support and
Striker's
tank
about to
ults.
Riptire, though.
This is good.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
Striker's just Striker just got.
Okay,
Riptire.
I'm putting money on Fraggy blowing his ult first.
Probably.
It's
Gamsu's a bit more calculated. In his play.
yeah, just in general.
Yeah.
Although Boston's getting a little pushy right now. Yeah.
Ooh, that was such a good shot from the stakes. He nailed Neptuno flying through the air. You saw that, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. God, mistakes
What
is.
is your-
You think he's getting better just across the board?
I really do. It's just funny, like, or not funny, but I mean, it's good to see that. I mean, it was good enough when the whole Dreamcasper thing came up, and we talked about how it was nice that he came in and just played well, and the team didn't seem to suffer from it at all. But now he's like, I don't know, he's like, he'll probably even be better.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
Yarick is better. Other than I don't know if his Genji's is good, but everything else seems.
his mechanics seem perfect. Oh my god, that shot on EQO. His mechanics seem perfect, but I think it's literally
was
just
Riptire
meshing with the
thing,
team. What'd you say?
Riptire didn't get anything.
Oh,
That
yeah.
Riptire got fraggy. Philadelphia's Riptire didn't get anything.
Yeah, both
than
Fraggy
some
and
damage.
Gamsu. You know what's interesting is I think Fraggy realizes that he's playing against a cold, calculated tank, and I think he's trying to kind of. It's like a chess game. It's very interesting how high level tanking works for Overwatch. On a side note, speaking of high level tanking, I've been playing my Demon Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been messing with that. It's been pretty fun. I've been enjoying it.
Oh, he hit the shot, but it wasn't a kill. Yeah, I always when I was playing him, I mean, it's with a lot of things. I always wonder how the tanking is, and I never get around to it.
It's really good. It's definitely. I think Demon Hunter's for sure gonna be my ult for
Yeah.
when BFA launches. Are you rolling an ult at all? Because I mean, I know I know you're still rolling. You're maining paladin to my
You just
priest.
rewind.
Yeah, I know you're still.
No, I'm not maining paladin anymore.
What are you maining now?
Goblin shaman.
Oh God, hell
I did.
no, hell
Okay,
no.
no wait, did
I don't think you can. Can you? I don't think you can
even.
even. Goblins can even be shamans. Pretty sure they
Yeah,
can.
they can.
What?
You've not seen their totems? They're like little mechanical drills that drill on the ground. It's pretty funny, but it's also
That's
against.
so.
like,
It's so
shamans.
weird that. That's,
I know it really is. It's really weird, but
very
they can
strange.
definitely be shaman.
Oh.
Wow, that was such a good defense.
No, I never see goblins. Nobody plays goblin. Like nobody. That was good.
Taka plays goblins,
Good
but yeah,
D.
most people don't.
Good.
I didn't.
D.
You know what's weird? I feel like. I swear, back in Cataclysm, for instance, I saw a lot more race. I mean, I know it's always been pretty skewed on both sides to one race or two races, but I feel like back in Cataclysm, I saw way more diversity among the player base in the races they play. Now it really is just like the memes. Everybody plays elves.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I get why. I mean,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
I always play elves. But it used to be, I did used to see goblins quite a bit, and I feel like I would see a fair amount of other
I just play
things.
elf because I can't get myself to play anything other than an elf. On any game I play, I just feel like I always have to play the elf. And whenever I play anything else, I'm always like, oh yeah, cool, I'm going to play an orc now. Or yeah, I'm going to play a human or this or that. I play it, and then I just kind of like, I regret it, and then I end up going making an elf.
Attached to the character, I just see it as more like the character just becomes more of a novelty.
Yeah,
Like if I
exactly.
had an orc where I'm just like, if I randomly see an orc running around that looks cool, I'm like, damn, look at those meaty ass fucking fists. Those are cool. I want to be like Hulk, and then I'll play my warrior and just get bored and go back to being an elf when I'm done with that little like thing.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't know. Some games I've played. Some games when the elves are too, like not to my preference. Like some games are too lanky or just there's something off
Yeah,
about
well,
them.
yeah,
But
I agree, yeah.
like in those games where the elves are a little weird looking, but the humans look like anime humans, then I'll play those.
Yeah,
It's just,
that's kind of the way I do it too. Dude, it's same thing, man. It's literally
Same, dude, same thing.
literally same,
Mike
dude.
laughing. That's funny when Mike was laughing at us yesterday. Was that last night or the other
I
night?
think it was the other night. Yeah,
It was the other
yeah.
night. We were just listening to the same album at the same time without knowing it.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, like I said, I linked you a song of that album that came out and then in Facebook, and it said you saw it, and then you never responded. And I was like, oh, maybe you didn't like it. That album's
No,
awesome.
it's good, really good. I'm rediscovering it. Very good. I'm very glad I'm listening to it right now. That's a band that's progressively gotten
took a
better.
swig from my water bottle, and like a piece of plastic ended up on my tongue.
Oh, so is it still breaking? The tip's still breaking?
I guess I don't know. It leaks from somewhere near the top, and then this thing came up, and there's always this weird like film that comes off the bottom.
Who's your water bottle made by?
Van Metro bottle.
This episode is not sponsored by Van Metro Bottle.
I don't know. I don't know if that's even. That's just what it says. I don't know if that's who made it. It was it. I didn't buy it. I have another bottle that's nicer. It's one of the Nalgene ones that are pretty much unbreakable.
Yeah.
That you can get for $10 on Amazon, and they hold 32 ounces. They're huge. They're awesome.
Did you see I redid?
I go get it, but it's in my kitchen.
Oh yeah,
Which is all the way downstairs.
all the way downstairs.
It's
Did you
like
see?
2 miles.
Did I show you that I redid my lights?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I redid the lights for the stream thing because I didn't like them like shining directly on me, so I actually like taped up like reflective fabric on the wall of the desk, and then I shot the light.
Shine it at that.
Yeah, shine it at that, and it reflects on me, and it's just
What
in a.
kind of reflective fabric?
It's like a shiny white fabric. It's like a silky
I
fabric.
was thinking like something I can make disco pants out of or something.
You could, yeah, you could. But I use that, and then I have this light beaming on the wall, and it gives me just enough light on my face that when the camera's on, it's like you can very clearly see me, but it's not light shining directly on me, and like
Yeah. You know what's funny is there's no light directly on me.
Well, your
The
natural
closest
light
is
is
the
your
light
natural
from my-
light is
From
fantastic.
my window. Like
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's like
look.
watch me ascend to the heavens. Watch me become a celestial.
Ooh. Okay.
Being.
Watch this. This is what happens. This is what happens when I turn my lights off. Like, See?
Off?
Yeah, this is off.
They said this is what happens when turn lights on and it got dark. I was like,
No.
that's physically weird.
Physically weird?
I meant like physics. The light?
Yeah.
Yeah, light is a part of physics.
Man, so Boston with the first map with a solid D on solid D.
Man, I was so disappointed that Dallas. Like, if there's no other reason, like even if there wasn't any reason to hate Dallas, I would still not like them because they're the only team right now that Shanghai could probably beat, and they still beat Shanghai.
That made me so upset because I really wanted to see
especially when
win.
Shanghai finally went up to win the first map. I don't know that they've done that before.
In their first map, winning the first map, I don't know, but I was really excited. I was like, dude, hell yeah!
But... I was like, hell yeah! You know what I thought was weird though? It seemed that they still had with the meta as it is, when you have Brigitte, you don't, at least so far what teams have been showing us, you don't need to play D.Va. You can have the D.Va player play Brigitte, and then you have another player play Zarya, but she was still on D.Va duty. But she's like this god tier Zarya, right?
Yeah.
Why not let her play Zarya when the maps call for it?
I don't know.
It must just be a coordination thing. Like they just haven't figured out how to work it with the other players. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, just let her play to Zarya, man. Let her roll some people.
Yeah, that was irritating to me because I liked her on her Zarya. I mean, obviously, that's what she got. She was accused of hacking for it. I mean, that's just...
I mean, it's not like she's not a good D.Va.
Yeah.
But it's like when you don't need to play the D.Va, and in her spot you play Brigitte and Zarya. Why wouldn't you then switch up the team's tactics to support that player who's like the god tier Zarya?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Dude, I can't believe I didn't hear about the XQC swatted thing until like, literally today. That's so nuts, man.
There's a lot of dumb things that people do to fuck with streamers and shit, but swatting is always like, that shit is just so awful.
It's ridiculous.
Because, okay, not only is it very disruptive and like, not only could it get the streamer killed, just depending on, if they react for it. I mean, without getting into that argument anyway, right? Not only is it dangerous for the streamer and just totally fucking with them and stuff, but it's also, literally the thing that pisses me off the most about it is it's wasting police resources. You call in, you swat somebody, you say that they're, have this crazy domestic or they got hostages or something, and the police respond there. Meanwhile, what if somebody's actually dying that the police could have helped, but they couldn't because, we know the priority system means that if somebody says they got hostages or something, it's higher on the... They actually could be costing people their lives because they're wasting police time and resources. Yep. And they just don't care. They don't even think about that, more than likely. It's just fucking despicable. I hate that shit.
Yeah. It was stupid. Well, actually, I'm reading here, apparently it was a noise complaint.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It wasn't a SWAT because the SWAT teams didn't come, but they still,
but apparently they had guns drawn. Apparently they had guns drawn and kicked in.
Because I think they said it was a really bad domestic or something.
I don't know.
I mean, still, when I did read that, I was like, why did the police break down his door for?
It's a little weird.
It seemed weird, but different departments do have their different versions of training, and just because it's I mean, they could have said it was a domestic and said, holy shit, I'm pretty sure this guy's gonna stab his wife or something. You never know. In which case, if somebody's life is at risk and you believe that going into it, it totally makes sense to have your weapon drawn. It's weird getting into not arguments, but like the whole thing with police like brutality and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, we generally try not. I'm not trying to bring this up, but it's
but
there's so many sides to it.
So,
like, there's bad, there's bad cops. Of course, there are people out there in any profession that are terrible at it and are bad people, or are gonna, abuse their power or whatever. We know that side of it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
A lot of people do. I mean, not even just us. Like a lot of people have had a bad boss or a manager that fucking sucks and just abuses their power or some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But the people that seem to think that are like totally convinced that every cop on the streets is out there to just get away with murder. It just blows my mind. It's like, really? No, most of them are out there because they actually just wanted to help or do something.
Or it's literally just a fucking job and they're trying to go home to go play Overwatch League.
But just because it's just a job doesn't mean they still aren't going to take it seriously.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because that's still their job, Like, I hated my job. We hated our job in the military. We're still better than half the people who fucking claim to like it and stuff. Because I knew, I was like, well, I'm on the clock. I signed a contract to do this. I'm going to do it.
Whoa.
But no, I mean, there's so many things that go into it too, right? And it's like, I guess it's true for pretty much anything. But, I used to think, right, before we had, you know, because we both went through police training.
Yeah.
Like we had as part of our job in the military
Yep.
to give some context. So I mean, I remember when I was younger, before I had the training, I used to think, you know, like, oh, why did he had a knife, right? He just had a knife. Why did the cops shoot him? Why didn't they just like shoot him in the arm or the leg or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, even if you're a good shot, like that's not a guaranteed shot.
No,
Like
it's super hard to hit. It's super hard to hit a person in a stressful environment, much less.
But
you know?
It's like, it's just. There's so much that goes into it that we learn from the training, right? I mean, like,
well,
okay,
and real quick,
you have a gun.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say real quick, as a preface to what you're saying, Voxy and I are in no way police apologists or anything. We realize there's some crazy bad shit on there.
Oh yeah,
but
if somebody does something fucked up.
Oh yeah,
I've seen videos of. I remember one in particular where this guy was cuffed and he was on the ground. And he wasn't even doing anything, and the cops. They tased him while he was laying on the ground. Cuffed. That is police brutality. That was bullshit.
The interesting thing about our experience from working law enforcement is not only did it give us a new perspective and a respect for police, but it also gave us a new perspective of how fucking shitty some cops can be. Like, they're just not doing their job right at all.
Some of them are just
horrible people. Yeah, exactly. Bro,
and it's unfortunate that the position they have puts them in a position where they can harm people rather than somebody being a horrible person and managing like a Wendy's or something, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But you know, like I was saying, there's so many things that go into it. But you know, in that specific instance, some people don't realize that you can't, like, when you're a cop, you're not just there to defend yourself. Your primary is you're a public servant. You're there to defend everybody out there on the streets who's a normal civilian, right? Like that's literally the main part of your duty. But you're also there to defend yourself and the other cops. If you fuck up and can't defend yourself, you know, like if you lose your gun and a bad guy has the gun, for lack of a better word, say bad guy.
Yeah.
You're putting not only everybody else that's, you know, out there on the streets without a weapon or whatever, you know, any random normal person, not only are they in more danger, because somebody who is willing to do harm now has the ability to do that better than they did potentially. But you're endangering, you know, the other cops that are on the force and stuff too. So if there's any chance, you know, they have the knife, well, yeah, it's a knife and you have a gun. But even if they're 10 feet away from you, for all you know, they could be a champion knife thrower. Or,
yeah, I mean, you know.
Or they could just get lucky and toss it and hit you right in the neck. Like, you can't take that chance, because if you go down, then you put everybody else at risk.
Speaking of in the neck, Carpe is just killed Neko right in the neck.
Yeah, I don't really feel like having this. It's just, you know, I wanted to at least get that point across.
Well, and that's one thing for any of our viewers listening or our listeners listening to this later on. We're trying to kind of experiment a little bit with our format for this show. We need it to be as casual as possible, because we're all so super busy with our.
You got the melee kill instructor.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hit him with a body shot and meleeed him.
So part of our casual format is probably going to be just us kind of goofing and talking a little bit. And if it turns out absolutely nobody likes it, well, that sucks, because this is all we have the time for to do, really. We're so busy, and we want to put more effort and more time into doing more stuff involving streaming and podcasts and stuff with y'all. But we realistically have to we have a lot of real life stuff that needs to be taken care of before we can put time and effort into this. Because we don't, you know, obviously we make no money, get nothing from this really, so we need to.
This is for fun.
This is for fun, so we need to keep it fun. So, and if we're having a good time, I think our listeners will have a better time listening. If we're just trying to force feed and be upset about stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, But yeah.
But I mean, honestly, a lot of the cases, a lot of the time, not every time. Again, like, I'm not trying to sound like an apologist or simplify a lot. There's definitely cases where the cops fuck up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's, you know. But a lot of the times when somebody ends up losing their life because of that, it's as simple as they just didn't listen. Like, you know, they were told put their hands up or keep their hands in their pockets, and they kept fucking put them in their pockets. Well, guess what? Yeah, like, you know, he pulled out a cell phone. Well, in the right lighting, that shit can look like a gun, and it looks like he's pulling out a gun and is about to shoot somebody. You know.
And on the flip side, did you see that video of that cop? He was a Walmart. He was a Walmart, like asset protection in Walmart, basically. But he was also a cop with the police department over there in that area. I forgot where. But he was off duty. He was working at Walmart as the asset protection, and some dude walked like towards the door, not out the door, towards the door.
Really not even to touch the point.
No, dude.
Or
No,
no, Striker.
no.
Oh, no, Philly
Philly's
has it.
defense
Yeah.
right now is phenomenal, man. It's really good.
Boston. Striker's trying to.
Striker's doing
No.
the sneaky sneak right now,
They
but
got a tick now.
yeah,
They got a tick.
yeah.
Ooh, that was a good pulse bomb.
Um, yeah. Oh man, I hope Boston gets this over here because Boston's not going to hold this first point defense. Not with Fraggy playing the way Fraggy plays. Ooh, good.
Oh,
Yeah, Striker killing it as always. Striker's a very consistent performer.
yeah.
I mean,
So good.
he has times where he doesn't quite up to par, but I mean, it's still always phenomenal. Okay, what?
Speaking of performers, you know what I'm excited about?
What?
Flowers finally old enough to play in Overwatch League.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's pretty
Birthday was
cool.
last
Yeah.
week. Yeah. I remember people talking about how, like, some people were like, "Oh, it's a shame that Nixel has him because I don't see how he could ever, replace,
Pine or
Libero."
Saviovi.
Or yeah, I mean, I can understand, but it makes sense to have a deep roster. I mean, if the players themselves are willing to play for the team and not play every single map, why not have a deep roster like that? It's not like the Warriors only have Curry.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they have a very deep roster. Even their like routine bench players are so fucking good and could be starters on other teams. So, it makes sense to have the flexibility. I mean, if he goes to another team, dude, somebody said some joke about, like, imagine him on Dallas Fuel with Effect, and I'm just like, no, please no. I feel like you shouldn't want more better players on Effect with Effect. You should just want Effect to get out of the Dallas Fuel's contract.
Dude,
and go
speaking
to a team that
of
better
effect,
player.
I just saw that tweet from him, man. That's depressing.
Which tweet? The one that he
From like a few 6 days ago, 5-6 days ago, where it says, "I really think my life has failed. I've done all the bragging,
Oh,
but
yeah,
accomplished
I saw
nothing.
that.
I should really just die." That is
Yeah.
depressing. Holy
Yeah.
fuck,
Feels
man.
fuel, man.
That's bad. Like fuck Overwatch League and everything else. You need to see some help. Like that's not a good mental state to be in at all.
No, it's not.
I mean, you and I know. We've been there.
Yeah.
That is not
Yep.
that is not where you want to be.
I feel for him.
I really do.
I wonder why, like, how it got to that point.
I don't know, man.
It's like sad because I guess in his eyes Dallas couldn't win or whatever, but it's not like he was the problem.
No, he
Dallas,
wasn't. He's taking it way too. I mean, he takes it seriously, but it's just like too seriously.
I mean, that's good. Obviously, it's his job. That's his life. But
yeah.
I hope he can get that mental fixed because that's not a good spot to be in.
I agree.
I hope he can get that fixed and continue to play, and he doesn't just retire because he can't figure it out. I mean, if he retires and his mental health is better and he ends up leading a happier life, well, that's good. Like, he should do that, right? There's been instances of that happening in other places, of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're good enough to compete at a certain level, but it's just not, it's just not for you, and so it's just not worth putting up with all that stress. But I would love to see him, be able to get back to having a good mindset and stuff, and see him perform more on the stage because he is so good.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is. Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing Taimu play DPS yesterday for Dallas. Again, Taimu and Siegel were playing DPS, I think, for pretty much the whole time. I don't think AKM. I don't think
AKM.
AKM. My AKM.
Dude, XQC with a tweet. I wish r/competitive Overwatch sub users were a tiny bit more reasonable. Only the negative comes out. It's always filtered to make me look like garbage. I'm dead already, dog. Chill out. It's true though. I totally agree with that. Like the subreddit for is I mean, they've got a little better, but like especially initially and leading up to OWL and even into OWL, holy shit, like really negative. If they found ammunition to shoot down something, they would. It's pretty bad, man. I wish, the optimism needs to be there. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I know. You see too many comments where people are like, "Oh, Blizzard changes one thing I don't like." So honestly,
life's over.
I'm just fucking done with this game.
Oh yeah. And it's like that in a lot of subreddits too, and it's very few that aren't like that. Among the few that are, like, for instance, like the Hearthstone subreddit's generally pretty good.
Yeah, I see some comments here that are like that for the most part. people in Hearthstone are like, yeah, this is terrible, but we're gonna wait for it to change, and then we'll have fun, and then bitch about that. Like they
Yeah.
know it's a cycle.
Well, and they
Like
even it's like self-aware almost, you know,
yeah,
where
I mean, I've been playing. We've both been playing games for a long time.
yeah.
There's very few times that a game has something that I don't like, and then it doesn't eventually change one way or the other again in the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Like League, for instance. Oh, I don't play. I haven't actually played it in like 2 years, but in any
Well,
case, when I did, there were some times where a certain champion that I didn't like was super strong or something. I was like, man, this sucks. But I knew it was only a matter of time before a new item came out or a different champion became stronger or they nerfed that champion or something and that champion fell out of favor. So I just found a way to still, enjoy the game despite that. And if you can't find a way to enjoy the game despite that, well, I guess that sucks for you, but just, move on, play something else.
well, my thing is, unless the game's dead, of course. If the game's dead and the developer dropped it like a hot potato, then maybe you might be out of luck for getting your changes that you want. But on any game that's actively being worked on and developed or that's popular, Overwatch is popular. Reasonable feedback will always be taken into consideration. That's just a no duh from a developer perspective.
You remember when the R8 came out in CS:GO, right?
Yeah.
Honestly,
oh yeah.
That was, I think, of all the games I've played, that was one of the most broken things I've ever seen get released to live servers for any game. Like, that shit was retarded. For those who don't know, it was a revolver that had a small windup and 2 body shots. Well, actually, 1 body shot would damn near kill anybody. Like, it would take them down to like from 100 to like 20 some health or 15 health. So if you hit even a body shot like anywhere on their body, not even middle of the body, if you hit them anywhere, if you hit them in the head, they just died first shot no matter what. If you hit them anywhere and then they took any incidental damage from any other source, they died. It was so dumb, right? And I knew it was dumb, and I read tons of people bitching about it. So what did I do? I went and this was while you were This came out while I was watching your house.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I don't remember why I was watching it. Was that when you went back to Texas for family stuff, or I don't think that was when your son was being born. No, that was a different time.
No, I'm pretty sure it was when we were going back to Texas. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's what it was. Yeah. So anyway, I was like, man, this is broken as hell. This is so hilarious to me, because I knew that Valve wasn't going to just be like, well, this is it. We released R8. We can't change it.
It's done. Game over.
This is how the game is going to be forever now. Deal with it. That's not how it works. That's not how any game that constantly gets updates, like you were saying, especially multiplayer ones, that's not how any of them work. So I was like, well, this would get changed, and it's probably going to change quick, because this is stupid.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take advantage of it while I could. So I went into I just kept queuing up for deathmatch on their official like deathmatch matchmaking play.
Yeah.
And just only played with the R8, and you know what? 99% of everybody else who was doing that was doing the same thing as me, and it was so funny. Like, most of us were just in there just getting retarded shots and just doing all kinds of dumb shit with the R8, and it was so dumb, and we were laughing about it, having a good time. Occasionally, there was a few times where somebody came in and they were trying to do something. I don't know. I guess they missed the update, but they were trying to play with any of the other guns at the time, and I was like, hey. They would start complaining, like, man, the R8's so dumb. I'm like, yeah, it's broken. That's why you should be playing with it right now. If you're not using the R8 now, you're wrong. And then they'd get salty and leave.
I mean, because they're going to fix it.
But it was so fun.
They're going to fix it.
I was like, yeah, this is broken as hell and dumb. But they're going to fix it. So I'm just going to have fun with it in the best way I can until it gets fixed. And it got fixed, the next day, I think it was patched. So I'm glad. It
was no more than a couple days, I think.
I think it might have been... I think it was out for a day and a half or something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But the entire time where I spent that entire night, like all the way until, I think I started in the afternoon after the update came out and played until, well after the sun came up. That was such a fun night. I won't forget that shit. Just only shooting the R8 the entire night. It was so broken. It was hilarious.
People do that, and it's Blizzard fans, quote unquote, do that a lot too, where they'll just there'll be a bad balance patch for WoW or something, and everyone's like, all right, yep, it's game, it's over. We're done forever.
And they're like, I'm done playing this game forever.
Yep, game's done forever.
Like, you realize your main's gonna be like strong again at some point.
Yeah,
it always is that way.
It's like it's like
I'm a good example now. I haven't been playing Overwatch a shit ton much at all lately, but it's not because of the changes. It's not because Brigitte makes Tracer hard to play. It's just because I've been, doing other stuff. But you know, if it comes down to the point where I feel like I can't be effective on Tracer, well, that sucks for me because Tracer's my favorite hero and my best one. But I'll find a different way to have fun. I'll play Zarya or I'll play something else.
Yeah.
That's just how I am. I'm willing to adapt. And I guess, you know, I mean, it's true. Most people in all aspects of life don't like change and aren't willing to adapt. They like to be really rigid and, oh, nothing changes. Anytime anything changes, it's the end of the world. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's just not how it is. What was it? I mean, it's such a dumb, like, simple quote, but I wish more people could understand the sentiment. I think it's from an episode of Doctor Who where, like, he has to change or something. I don't remember which one. And they're like, well, why do you have to go? And he's like, well, if nothing ended, nothing could begin.
That's when
Like,
that's
it
when
has to
David
change.
that's when David Tennant turned into
Was that him?
Matt. That's when
Smith.
David Tennant turned into yeah, I'm pretty sure that's when David turned into Matt Smith, but it might have been when Matt Smith turned into Peter Capaldi. Yeah, it might have been Matt Smith. I don't remember.
I don't remember which, but yeah, I was just like, you know, it's one of those. It's
I
so
remember
simple.
Amelia
Like,
Pond was
you could find
involved.
that. Yeah, you could find that in a fortune cookie. It's not some groundbreaking thing nobody's ever said before, but it's true. You know, it's like I mean, literally, it's part of life. Things have to change and evolve.
Oh yeah.
I guess unless you're like a creationist that's like evolution doesn't exist. Well, all right, okay, but no, everything evolves. I mean, if evolution was real, how come all them monkeys out there aren't more humans?
Makes sense.
He-
Perfect
yeah.
example. Exactly.
You definitely didn't miss the
Smart.
point completely. You definitely didn't shoot in the opposite direction of the target. You're just above everybody that thinks so.
Makes total
But
sense.
no, I mean that's part of life, you know.
Yep.
Everything changes, so you can be rigid and like hate it and stuff. And I used to not like change a lot when I was younger, and then I don't know, I got to a point where I was like, you know, even when change seems like shitty at the start, you never know what's coming in the future. You never know like how it could change things or like how it could end up being a good thing. You just don't. So why immediately just go to the negative side? Just roll with it. Just fucking, oh man, I wish I could remember the quote. One of my favorite anime, dude. Oh yeah, well we gotta talk about that. Not the anime, but after this thing. But anyway, pretty much my character says some shit, and he's just like, yeah, you just gotta go with the flow. You know?
Yeah.
If you're in the river and you try to fight the current too much, guess what happens? You're getting swept away. You drown usually.
Yeah.
If you find a way to just go with the flow and float, if you just float with the water, you know, you're all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go with it. I mean, though, to be fair, there are definitely times where shit has to be like stood up to, but
Yeah.
that's not where I'm coming from on this side.
Of course.
Damn, man, I don't know. These settings videos they do with players are sometimes funny
Yeah.
because they're so like some of the players just don't know how to be on camera. So it's like somebody has a gun like behind them, like fucking tell them your settings, fucking tell them what your mouse DPI is. They gotta know.
I mean, yeah, and that's obviously ridiculous. But I don't know. I think that's a big deal is finding out. Like I
think it's cool they do them.
Yeah,
I like the videos.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny how some of the players don't know how to be on camera. They're really uncomfortable, so they just kind of come across as like.
What's your mouse setting? I 5 cents. 5 cents.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we're at halftime right now. Yeah, I think halftime just finished, but we're about to move into the second half of this Boston versus Philly. I think this is a perfect place for us to end the episode. Quick one, real quick, guys.
Perfect time, place.
Just talking. We're just goofing. We're gonna be back with more content coming up. We're sorry we've been away, but we will be back. Fish will be here at some point. No guarantees when, but in the meantime, you have these two precious faces.
Doesn't he have to? He has to work a certain schedule.
Yeah, for his training
with the new job.
Yeah.
That makes it hard for him to be here,
exactly.
But then he'll be here afterwards.
Exactly. So, but he will be back, so don't you worry. But in the meantime, you'll have us, and we'll just be goofing around, talking, doing what we normally do. So, and we'll probably experiment more with a little bit more, maybe watching live. We'll kind of figure that out. We're experimenting and we're playing around. So just strap in for the ride, and if you don't like it, then let me know, and I'll go back to whatever you like because I'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
So
we're here for you.
We're here for you.
No, but I mean, really, I don't think we ever got any feedback. Period. So.
Well, we've gotten feedback before.
Oh no, we did when we used to post on Reddit.
Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, since then.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you do have feedback,
Yeah, let us know.
always-
You
we
can
always say
you
where
can find
you
us
can
on
reach us, so.
social media, Twitter, Facebook. If you'd like to listen to us, you can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. We're also on YouTube, obviously, and Twitch. So,
I
anyways,
can imagine now somebody like listening to the podcast on Google Play, and they're like giving us criticism while they're listening. Why can't they hear me? I'm talking so loud. It's like, oh,
oh
that's
man.
not how it works.
Anyways, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching or listening, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care.